potatoes.
Oh, we're here. How is everybody doing? I'm orange. Ah, am I orange? Am I orange? My little orange. Um, I don't know what music is playing right now. How's everybody doing tonight? We are live and we are here for the stream. Um, I see you. So Purple Lily will be joining us shortly. She she said she let me know. Gotta take care of something. Happy everybody's here and enjoying themselves today. Oh my gosh. There they go. Already started. So as the title suggests, today's topic of the podcast is emotional support and managing spoons. Spoons is a very, very indicative term. Goth girlfriend with the big titties. If you never watch Hellsinger Bridge, then you don't get that. It's the police girl with the big titties. It is a challenging topic. I think that this will probably be one of the deeper ones. And hopefully Purple Lily gets in here so she can give some input on her own. But I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm just here for everybody. She'll message me when she's ready. She said she would be in for like another maybe 3 minutes. So, but hosting a bridge is so good. It was so funny. But we're not talking about hosting a bridge. We're talking about emotional support and managing your spoons. I don't know which topic I should start with first though. I really kind of want to talk about emotional support with Ashley. I think or with Purple Lily. I think that'll be pretty good. No, absolutely not. My bed is allowed to be messy. I'm a messy person. I don't need to make my bed. Who do you think you are? My girlfriend? Yeah, I think spoons would probably be a good place to start. Like, I was thinking the same thing. Listen, stop tagging up on me. My bed is only a mess because I don't make my bed in the morning. I don't have time. I get up at 4 in the morning every day. What do you want me to do? But so yeah, I guess we could talk about spoons. We can get Ashley's input on spoons when she gets in. So spoons is actually see big titty goth girl doesn't make her bed. You see that? See that? Suck my balls. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys. Yeah, you see, we're all a bunch of non-bed makers here. Before we judge me so harshly. It's okay. It's all love. It's all love. Is that a cow? That's a cow. I am a cow. What's the thing? No, I know. I went in your bedroom and I was surprised that your bed was made. Not like in a bad way. I just did not expect it. Okay? It's great that your bed was made. It was just a big shock. Because as a neurospicy adult, I do not make my bed. It's because I'm neurospicy. It's not because I think you're not, you know, we'll talk about it later. That's pillow talk. I'm a horrible person. Such a bad person. Listen. You're doing me a favor tomorrow, and I'm not gonna lose said favor because I'm being an asshole. So, I am orange. That's weird. My webcam was being wonky. You fucking bitch. It's because you have a little doggo that likes to sleep in bed with you. Ha! I knew something was up about that. I was like, why the fuck am I so bright? There we go. Okay. Way better. So spoons. Spoons is a very interesting topic. So essentially, I learned this from Little Donut upon our first time of dating. I learned about what spoons were. Essentially, it's like your... Oh, hell. I thought it was from the background lighting. My bad. Wait, is the background lighting bothering you? Do you need me to turn it off on? Because I can. I can turn all this off if it's bugging you. Because I know it does. It can. Very possible. Oh, me being orange. Yeah, that was from the camera. That wasn't the background lights. Where's that going? I lost train of thought. It's hard when you don't have somebody here with you to host and talk with you. Very hard. Oh yeah, spoons. So I learned the term spoons from Little Donut. That was it. See, spoons. See. Today's an off day. It's okay that it's an off day though. Donut. Okay, we get it. Spoons are like your emotional. I consider it like your emotional meter. Like everybody has spoons, but you don't always have enough spoons for everybody. It's how fucking spoons, yes. Fucking spoons. And I love the spoons analogy because it's very well worded. And it works very well with a lot of things. Not necessarily how many things you can do. I would say it's more so how much you have to give. Because I mean it can, but like I feel like it's more of how much you have that you can give in a sense. So like say I have some spoons to talk to Nix today about this, or I have some spoons to be able to go out and do this with Donut, or I have spoons to be able to, you see what I'm saying? At least that's how I put it. Spoons equal emotional bandwidth. That was it. That's a good way of putting it. I would think so. Donut's more the expert on this one. I know I picked the topic to talk about that I'm not completely an expert on, but apparently I execute it very well. Especially when understanding people's like, you know, levels of stuff. And I think, you know, the thing to understand when you're going through understanding your emotional, like, I'll explain how I do. Yeah. Okay, so odd and donuts are the exact same. It says when you run out of spoons, you can't eat anymore because you're just out of spoons. Oh yeah, I eat with a dirty spoon as long as it's not gross dirty. But I mean, there's also consequences to doing that, like getting sick. So, point in case. Odd explained it very well. Yeah, it's like your emotional bandwidth. So like, you ever just have those days where you don't want to talk to anybody, including your partners? I think, or like not even necessarily that you don't want to talk to them, you just don't have the emotional energy to want to go into things or do things. Not necessarily because you don't want to spend time with your partner, you just don't have the emotional energy. When you got to use dirty spoons, then dip into your tolerance. Yeah, essentially, yeah. That's the best way of looking at it, is that it does kind of dip into your tolerance a little bit. And, you know, for me, I'm a very high spoon person. I think so. It doesn't make me cranky. It just makes me like sleepy. Or like drowsy. Not like full sleepy. But like, you know, for me when I'm like on like the high end or the low end of spoons, like when I'm on the high end, I'm giving them out left and right. Like you have a spoon, you have a spoon, you have a spoon. I'm fucking Oprah Winfrey. But when I'm on like that low end, I like to keep it to myself a lot. But most of the time I'll let people know when I'm pretty low. That is true. I have bore witness to Little Donut becoming kind of numbish when out of spoons. I used to not be able to read it. Now I can read it pretty well. I think that, you know, another really important thing about spoons, I should have done emotional support first. This one's hard to talk about without another person here. I think one thing to learn about, managing your spoons is knowing where to put the energy for you to go out and do the things you want. Whether you have multiple partners, whether you have one partner, like sometimes you just don't have spoons. Like if it's been a long week and all you want to do is crash in bed, you should be allowed to. Well, Ashley's gonna jump on here in a little bit. I'm just waiting on her. She's taking care of something. She'll be a little bit better to her and Donut. I like my two on this one because I know that I use this term with them all the time. Next, we have an episode planned. Remember, we talked about this earlier. Yeah, Ashley will be on just a little bit. We're just waiting on her to message me and let me know so I can start a Discord call. Not Ashley. See, I'm fucking up. I'm just doxing everybody on stream. Lily will be on just a little bit. You want to hear Nick's twos? Do I have Nick's on Discord? Nick's, do you have my Discord? I have a memory disorder. I've asked you the same question about this weekend like 3 times just today. That is true. I think you have my Discord on. Nix can probably jump in on this one a little bit. I'm okay with that. Woo! Almost off. Let's fucking go. Wait, Nix has Discord. Hold on. I don't know why I was thinking I didn't. Because we've been on a Discord call before. But you gotta remember, you gotta keep your phone on because your phone tends to turn off and then doesn't let you in. We did have a whole group call. Alright, I'll add Nix to it. Oh shit, wrong thing. Hold on. I called her on my phone and I meant to call her on Discord. Oh, let me. I'm dumb and I called you on my phone, not my computer. Like a smart person. There it goes. Alright. So whenever Nix is ready, Nix can hop in for a little bit. Sweet root beer. I love my grandma. Nix, pick up the Discord call. Just kidding. Nix might also have to dip in and out because Nix is at work, so please excuse that. But yeah, I forgot where I was at with spoons. I lost my whole place because of that. Fuck. What was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about. I lost my train of thought, guys. This is a really off stream today. Not like in a bad way. Like I'm not gonna stop. I just don't have. I'm not together for this. And this was a really hard one to want to talk about and think about. Not because it's like emotionally hard. It's just one of those ones that's a really tough challenge.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Nix. Everybody else should be able to hear you too.
Fantastic. So I should be just fine. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, so I should be fine to not fall off the call.
Okay, good.
I've got the chat up and active, so it'll keep my phone active.
Okay, even better. All right, so I guess we'll start over kind of on, spoons and how I like the definition that odd playstyle, which is pretty much the same thing that Donut's thought process is that spoons equal emotional bandwidth. And, your ability to, I guess I want to say how you handle the emotions around you with other people, what you put the energy into. This is not it's not my forte. I picked the subject that's not my forte, because I'm not crazy good at explaining. So yeah. So what is your thoughts on that, Nyx? Oh, you're good. You're good. It happens. I bet her phone went off again.
Dang it.
Ah, yep, I see your phone went off again.
No, it didn't. I think I can't look at the chat. I have to keep it on Discord.
Yeah, you'd have to keep it on Discord. It's okay. I'm reading chat as it goes. So
yeah, fine. So I went through a very rigorous 6-month mental health program that was inpatient, Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, and I did that like in person, and there was a lot of stuff I learned there. And the spoons thing applies differently to different people who have different mental health issues or diagnoses or neurodivergencies. And through this program, I learned that I am autistic, and spoons work differently for people who are autistic. And for us, everything is a task. And emotional stuff is a task. Cleaning is a task. Work is a task. Individual things at work are different.
oh god, it
Oh my goodness.
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to add I had to add Lily into it.
Hello, everybody. Hi. That was obnoxious. I'm sorry.
So Nyx was in the process of explaining how spoons work for her.
Yeah, so spoons work differently for people who have autism. And the fact that pretty much everything throughout my day is an individual task. Like, going to the bathroom is a task. Washing my hair is a task. Feeding each and every individual pet that I have is a task. So, I have a vast amount of spoons that I start out with at the day, but I also have a vast amount of things that require my spoons throughout my day. So by the end of the day, after I've already run out of spoons and I'm literally running on fumes, like I'm reusing these dirty spoons to finish out the last few things I have to get done. That's where the ADHD kicks in and makes me panic, and I do it all at the last second. Or, alternatively, I'll have days where I'm afraid to use the spoons because what if I need one really late and I don't have the energy to do what I need to do really late? So I'll just save the spoons, and then I have too much energy at the end of the night. It's a really complicated situation with spoons when you have like a neurodivergency that causes you to view it differently or experience it differently.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way of putting it. And
I mean, I think that's a good way of putting neurodivergent spoons plus neurotypical spoons.
Yeah.
yay, Donut's finally off. Yeah, yeah.
Off walk. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean she's off?
Off,
Like,
off work.
and I'm like, oh, off walk. Got it.
But yeah, I think that there is a difference between, you know, the neurotypical and then the neuro spicy kind of spoon reading on that one. Because the biggest thing for me, like if I would say the thing that drains my spoons the most when it comes to like just an everyday task, recently it's been work. Getting up for work and going to work. And by the end of work, I feel like I have almost no spoons left. I have enough to do this though.
Is there anything like weighing on you at work, like anything that's different, causing stress or the manifestation of stress?
I have a really shitty boss.
Yeah. So putting up with a really shitty boss already eats up a multitude of spoons, because every time you have to interact with that really shitty boss, you're using up a spoon.
God,
That
Jesus.
is an emotional task that you don't have a choice but to deal with.
Yep.
So it eats up your spoons, and you don't get to do the things you want to do because you just don't have any freaking spoons left.
And the fact that it's, regardless if it's a good or positive interaction, you've already had major negative interactions with that person. So interacting them by just saying hi or them coming within contact with you can drain your spoon, just because you're waiting for a negative interaction.
Yep.
Right, like even seeing them from a distance, there's a spoon.
Yep.
And you're preparing to have to use another one to interact with them. Because, like, your first spoon, there's the anxiety. Gotta use a spoon for that anxiety. Now you gotta use a spoon for the actual interaction that you know is about to happen.
Little Donut says, I wake up with few spoons by the time I have time to do what I want with my spoons. They're already gone.
I'm sorry. I'm having an ADHD interruption. The trash kittens are awake.
Oh,
The trash kittens.
the trash kittens.
Hi!
Possums.
No, they are trash kittens. It's not legal to have possums. They're not possums, they're trash kittens.
Nobody on stream is gonna snitch on you. And the stream doesn't know where we're from. There you go.
They're not gonna touch me.
Exactly. Yeah, I would say that the interactions with my boss tend to be like the things that drain my spoons the most. I don't think that, like, from a partner to partner standpoint, I don't really think any of my partners drain my spoons. Any of my current partners do. I think a lot of what my partners do is actually give me back spoons, especially in situations like this. And like,
Yeah, that's a sign of a good partner and a healthy relationship, because, you know, that then you feel supported and you feel like you can go to this person when you do have problems, and there's a level of trust there that you get to build on top of. That's, you know, I can go to this person and, you know, talk about my issues, and they're not gonna just like be irritated with me. It's not gonna use up their spoons. I'm not being a burden to them. We're just communicating as partners, and it's really, really healthy.
mm-hmm. And the other thing about it is, you know, I've been told interactions with anyone in my house drains me. Yeah.
Talk about brand new attention.
Wait, what?
Oh. I mean, I can see some people inside your house draining you.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I can see them also giving you spoons. I mean, some of your interactions with Daddy have actually, you know, comforted you and given you spoons, I think.
Oh yeah. My grandpa is fucking awesome. He gives me all the spoons.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think those, like, everybody in your house drains you.
No.
I mean, I think some people living there definitely drain you. But
Oh god.
yeah.
It's just the dog.
But
Dogs are draining. I don't know how many times a night I have to like shove one of the dogs literally off of me. Like, we have a king size bed, and like the dogs take up 2/3 of it.
Yeah, Henny's pretty good though. Henny also gives spoons every now and then too. I think that the interactions you have in your household though help a lot. And when you have your partners that are emotionally available when you need them, it helps a lot too.
Yes.
Definitely.
Because I have a really, I don't say it's a bad tendency. I try to be as available to all my partners, at least emotionally enough, that they could come to me with anything, and that they don't feel like there's a negative cloud over whatever conversation. So I mean, I would say that I'm pretty good at it, but I don't know.
That one in one ear and out the other.
Say what? Oh, it went out one ear. I was saying that
I'm trying to listen and everything, and then it didn't stick. I'm like, no, like he was talking about partners, and then my brain went off into what I wanted to respond, and then the rest of it kind of.
I was saying that. I was basically saying that I try my best to be as emotionally available to all my partners in some form, shape, or way. Because the good thing about... Oh, Donna's here. Nice. Hello, David. I mean, Donna. I said hello to me. The good thing about my partners is they give just as much as they get.
Yes.
And that I give as much as they give. At least I try to. So it balances out a lot. And that's really important when you're trying to balance the emotions of a relationship, is understanding what to put in and what to take out. And that plays a big role with spoons a lot of the time, especially in a relationship setting.
Which I think that also goes back to our conversation 2 weeks ago, our last podcast, of the value of each partner. In some circumstances, you're gonna gain more spoons with whatever's happened that day, going to a certain partner versus going to another one, because but after dating a while, how those interactions are going to go. So
yeah.
like, and that, like, that's like, I'm gonna get more spoons having this conversation, or I'm gonna get less spoons taken away. Excuse me. Excuse me again.
You are excused.
Going to this partner, then I would going to this partner talking about this frustrating event. So I think that's where that helps too.
Right. I think it's also. Ooh, I'm picking my nose on stream. I'm sorry. I think it's also comforting to know that you're gonna get something back. Like, you're not gonna just, if you're having a really off day, even if you don't necessarily have anything to give, you have partners who are willing to give that little bit of emotional energy, or even a lot, especially if they have a whole lot to give that day, and you really just need them. I think that plays into being able to just make sure that you're taken care of on all fronts.
Yeah.
And it rolls. I mean, I don't know if we're done. I also think that it helps when you have that level of, Dota says the 80-20 rule. Yeah, it's like, if you can't give 100 that day, maybe your partner will give you 80. Heck, it doesn't even necessarily have to equal 100. If what both you can give is like 75 at the max, that should be tolerable enough to at least say, I'm trying. If you're just not giving anything.
Said that.
Say what?
My therapist actually said that exact thing. So you're on the money for it.
Hey. 100 equals whatever you want 100 to equal is basically it. You both give what you can. Though it says if you have 80 and your partner only has 20, then whoever is 80 can help. Exactly. it always falls into a lot. Little Donut's better at the spoons thing because Little Donut taught me the spoons thing. Should have had Little Donut in here too.
You taught me the spoons thing. I'm like, I go by the battery method. And you taught me the spoons thing, and I'm like, what the hell is spoons? I think it was like the 5th or 6th time you talked about spoons and had to teach me spoons that it actually stayed in my brain of what you were talking about.
Right.
Because you would tell me about it, and I'm like, what are spoons? And then you'd explain it to me, and I'm like, oh, you mean like your battery charge and everything, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And then like 2 weeks later, you'd be like, yeah, my spoons, and then like, what spoons? What are you talking about? And you'd have to explain all again. And
Loved
I think
it.
you did that like 5 or 6 times before it finally stuck
It
in
was
my head.
It's about 5 or 6 times. Little Donut wants to join. Shall we bring Little Donut in on this one?
Absolutely.
Okay, we now have 4 people on a Discord call. I'm adding you, Little Donut.
Growing.
Oh god, I'm gonna have everybody on here at some point. It's gonna be like a 3-hour stream because everybody has to get their opinion out.
Sentient.
There's nothing wrong with going by psychology either. A lot of this feeds into psychology when it comes to the understanding of, relationships and couples and things like that. Oh, Donut's here.
Yep, Donut's here. The chat room want to become sentient.
Oh wait, she'll be back. Just say she got mute for a sec. But like, I think with a lot of things, there's just a lot of I won't say nuance. Nuance isn't the right word. There's a lot of practice and understanding that goes into the emotional availability inside of things when it comes to, your spoons and, how you give them out and who you give them out to.
And
Or who takes
you
them.
have to have a lot. You have to have a lot of self-awareness of your own emotions.
Yeah.
Too, of understanding how you regulate, and especially for us neurodivergent or spicy people, if you don't have that understanding of, because like before I was diagnosed and I understood, why I was doing things, like I didn't know why I was dropping. I didn't know why I would sometimes feel, like I had to shy away, why I had all these issues, and why other times I was bouncing off the walls, with excitement or whatever, and, and what I needed from my partner. Like, I couldn't explain, like, I need this when this happens, but neither one of us understood what, like, I could only be like, okay, this one specific circumstance. Now I can be like, okay, when I get overstimulated. It doesn't have to be when I'm in a crowded space, when, at this thing, like, because I was like, and then we're like both sitting here, okay, but when are we going to go do that thing again? So now I can be like, okay, I know when I get overstimulated, this happens. So, I end up losing more spoons. I end up needing this type of support. I end up needing, you to treat me X way, so I can regulate myself, without having negative effects. Because if I'm overwhelmed, and I know that if I'm overwhelmed, my memory is gonna get shorter. I know that whatever conversation I'm having, I might be interactive at the moment, but it's not gonna stick in my memory. It's gonna get blanked out. It's gonna get overwritten. It's gonna, because I'm in more of a numb state. So, like when I'm in that, I need this from my partners So well, they know, okay, I can, like, are you overwhelmed? And I can be like, yes. Like, yes, and more than likely I'm nodding. Because I'm not very verbal. And I do go into more of like a zombie state. And, it's like, okay. And then, like, I can, like, I've been able to be like, okay, when I get into that state, this is what I need when I'm not in that state. So, being able to understand that more, I think, also helps. So, being self-aware on your own emotions helps you deal with, helps, because when you're not regulated, you just throw it out, and then, like, people don't know what to do because you don't know what to do. Because you're
Right.
like, I'm just sad. I'm like, I've just lost my spoons. I don't know why. I just don't have the mental capacity to get out of bed and do anything today, and I don't know why. And it's because you've just spent 2 days planning a birthday party and doing the birthday party and hosting and interacting, and now you need time to, now it's all over, and now you're on shutdown mode.
Right.
So, and it's like, but to everybody else, it seems like you're depressed because you can't get out of bed. You can't do anything. You're having problems doing that. So, so now that, I'm repeating myself.
It's okay.
That kind of turns back around into that concept that you were saying earlier about the battery. Like, when you use all of your spoons, you don't have any freaking spoons left. And
Right.
you do need to recharge.
What's up,
You do
Rexy
need to,
Rube?
like,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you need to, like, get yourself away from everything and do something that is specifically for yourself, that lets you kind of, like, settle back into what your norm is so that you can stabilize and come back.
Yeah, you gotta wash those spoons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotta load the dishwasher. I like-
Sometimes it takes a couple of days to get that done.
It does. There's nothing wrong with it.
Bro, sometimes you don't even have access to the dishwasher and you just gotta, like, go lay down, let those spoons soak, and then scrub the living hell out of them because they got used a few too many times.
Exactly.
No shame in that at all, for sure. I know I've had some days where I'm just like, not today.
Bro,
Not
I
to-
have had whole ass weeks like that before.
I finally got I think last week I went on vacation, and I can say that I had probably the biggest recharge of spoons I think I've ever had. Like, I think I'm close to back to max, just off of that little 4-day vacation. Like, it sucked a little bit because I didn't get to talk to everybody every day, but it was also one of those things where, like, I was at peace because I wasn't in all the stress that I have to deal with. And, like, as much as I love doing streaming and stuff, it was good to step back for a whole week and just party. And as Joe would say if he were here, puke and rally, which did happen last Friday. So
So, I actually watched. Oh, dang it! There we go. Sorry, my phone is being weird. I actually watched Philip DeFranco, and he's been pretty vocal about his journey on, journey through being a platformer on YouTube, and he's probably one of the biggest names on YouTube as far as, like, his platform, because he's been doing it for over a decade.
He was close to one of the original platformers.
Yeah, he's known to be the original news platform on YouTube. Like, the most successful one. And, he's actually really vocal about having a team that backs him up, and he wouldn't be able to do what he does without that team, and having a supportive family that helps him out, and, being able to set boundaries for work where he's not constantly working and wearing himself thin. And he's also in communication with some other extremely successful streamers, and they say the exact same thing. I think Markiplier took a break at one point, and I mean, we all know how famous Markiplier is. There's like 3 or 4 other gaming platforms on YouTube that Philip DeFranco has spoken to, and he named them specifically, I think a couple of years ago on his show, that they literally just had to take a break because it's just so it envelops your entire life.
Yeah.
Streaming in general envelops your entire life. It doesn't leave a lot of time for, if you're going to be a successful streamer, it doesn't leave a lot of time for much of anything outside of it. So, not having a support system, not having the things that you need, not having a big audience from the start, it can be really, really depressing. That can also eat away at your spoons.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I can say that like when I initially started, I was very high energy on the spoons. I was just all high off my own energy. But I have learned that having like solid people that actually support and come out and do the things with me has made it a lot easier to, regulate how I feel about it. Like, can I do it today? Can I not do it today? Because even if I don't stream, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, why aren't you streaming? But they'll be like, okay, that's understand, take the day off. And I don't have to feel added pressure. I still feel the pressure of, wanting to keep being successful, but I don't feel disappointed in myself because my partners and anyone else who supports me getting the rest I need in the day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like eventually when we're like, starlets for YouTube, walking the YouTube red carpet, if that ever happens. Or the Twitch. Say what?
So you have fun with that.
Yeah.
It's okay. I will walk with him, and I'll probably steal all of his spotlight. Cause
I don't know about that. I'm pretty.
To be the center of attention.
Nah, I don't know about that. I'm pretty gorgeous.
Oh, you are. You are. You might steal it from me.
But like, yeah, I enjoy what I do, and finally having a platform to talk about like polyamory and relationship stuff has been pretty humbling, to be honest. I don't know how many people I've helped because I'm bad about advertising this, and I need to go ahead and start uploading like the streams to the new channel, which will start being a link that'll pop up eventually. Sorry, I'm doing a shameless plug in the middle of stream, but we do have a new YouTube channel for the Polykill podcast where all of the episodes will be once I cut them out of streams and put them where they need to be. So you'll be able to watch all of them whenever if you need to refer back to them. And please send your friends. Please. Shameless plug over. I think we can now transition from spoons to talking about emotional support. And this one's it's not a difficult topic to nail down.
Sorry.
Aw. Tell the little one I'm glad that she thinks I rock. But like, I think finding the emotional support in your partners, feeling like I won't say feeling like you deserve the emotional support. It's one of those things that when you get it, it's really scary because you're not used to it. And so,
Ain't that the truth?
yeah, I know that's true for you.
Do you remember me talking about me and Giant? We had a fight, and he was nice during the fight, and I had to physically back away from him. I'm like, you are telling me that I'm wonderful and that you love me, and I did something that hurt you because he was my dom, and I broke a rule, and I really hurt him, unintentionally because we were still new and I was still trying to remember the rules and of our dynamic, and I unintentionally hurt him, and I'm sitting here feeling like, oh my god, I've done this horrible thing and I feel so bad about it, and he's like, I love you, you're still a wonderful woman and everything else. I physically backed up, like he was hitting me. Because I'm like, no, just no. I did something mean to you, and you'll be nice. Just say nice things about me, and like I couldn't handle it. And then when you did it, I was just like, I still can't handle it. Y'all nice during an argument, or you say something, dudes, no. I have problems accepting the fact that you guys all think I'm like, oh, we love you, and this is why. And I go, fuck y'all crazy ass. And
Every time.
yeah, you and Joko got me with the pink day, and then S ended up doing it too without even knowing that y'all had pinked me out, and you know, and I'm just sitting here like y'all are assholes.
Yeah, we are. For everybody who doesn't know, pink is Lily's way of saying like super romantical and like super gushy. For anyone watching that doesn't understand that.
Yes.
Okay, that's the term we're all adopting now.
Oh my god. I can't handle it for more than one person. Stop, don't do it. Oh god.
I know exactly what you're talking about though, because like my person, my fiance, like the first healthy relationship, you know, and it became like weird because me and him don't fight. We have yet to have a single fight in a year and a half, and I told my therapist, I was like, I need to fight him. But I was like in that fight mode, you know, where I didn't have that emotional support before and everything, and I'm just like, this feels like a trap, you know.
It does, like you're able to sit down and talk about something, and then they go, okay, and then they apologize about it or whatever, and then you just like, wait,
Yeah.
you're not getting defensive,
Right.
You're not arguing with me, you're not like this is odd. Like you're like.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to handle a sit-down conversation. Like, let's get angry at each other and
Right.
want to hit each other's buttons. And
So Alexis Sir just asked if we like pans. Yes, we like pans around here. All sorts of
I
cooking
love
pans. Love the cooking pans. Skillet's my favorite. Not the band, but the actual pan.
I'm confused by that statement. What are pans?
You know, like cooking pans? Unless they're talking about pansexuals, because
I think Rapunzel. She asked about pans, and I'm thinking of frying pans like Rapunzel.
that's funny. No, they just asked the question. Yes, I do like the pans. I am quite pans myself.
I am also a pan.
I love it.
I think I'm more of a wok than anything else. Maybe.
I'm still confused.
Don't worry about it. It's just a random chat question. I don't know if they're gonna type anything else. It might have scared them away. Anyways. For me, learning how to have the emotional support, it wasn't scary. Big Titty Goth girlfriend says they're pan too. Good. We love the pans.
They said they're a pan. They said they are a pan. They said, do you like pans? And then they said, I am a pan.
There you go.
So, hey.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that
Shot,
what we're
girlfriend,
talking
shoot
about?
your shot.
Yes, that's what we're talking about, Lily.
Oh, okay. I'm still stuck here on Rapunzel and her frying pan.
I was making a joke. I was leading into that to be funny about it. But yeah.
Shoot your shot.
I'm not pan.
No shame. It's okay. Oh my god. Like, for me with emotional support, like, when I finally first got emotional support, Alexis says they prefer pots. Look, if we keep going into this circle, we're not gonna get to the point. Let me finish my topic and then we'll make all the jokes about pots and pans. Okay. For me, when I finally started getting the emotional support, I think I would say it initially started with when me and Donut first started dating.
On me?
Yeah, I would say that's where it started. was where, like, when we first started dating, I had been fresh out of the abusive relationship, and I was learning how to not feel like, I guess, a slave to my partner at the time. I don't know how to put it. I was very emotionally damaged and didn't have the capacity for emotional support, I don't think. And so, like, any nice thing that Donut did for me, it felt extremely overwhelming. Like, there was a whole day where I was like, hey, I don't have any groceries at home, and Donut just bought me groceries. I didn't know how to respond to that. I was like,
Well, see, I'm not very good at being emotionally supportive. And I mean that in the sense that, like, I'm the person that will stand an arm's length away from you and tap you on the shoulder while you cry and be like, it's okay. It's okay. Because I don't know how to handle it. But I do know that if somebody needs something, that's something I can do. That's something I can fix. That's
Right.
something I can choose support that way. So,
I think this is kind of like where we end up diving down into the love languages, because that sounds
Yeah.
very, like,
deeds of service.
yeah, it's so some people show their love in certain ways. Like, some people give gifts, and some people will give you praise, or they'll give you compliments. Some people, like me, are acts of service, and we show our love by doing things. Like,
Yep.
oh, you need this thing? Let me help you.
so Alexis,
My love language is quality time and deeds of service are my top two.
so Alexis wants to know what I stream, so we'll give her that answer really quick before we continue. So Alexis, if you're new to the stream, I am the Phoenix Hashira, David. I stream everything from horror to Final Fantasy and to this podcast, essentially, where we talk about being polyamorous and, you know, learning how to build healthy relationships and just being the best people we can for the partners we have. The three lovely ladies speaking with me on stream today are three of my partners. They are all amazing: Donut, Nyx, and Purple Lily. So if you stick around long enough, you'll get to see more and hear more. And we love that you're here. Thank you for asking that question. Okay.
Welcome to
Um,
the podcast.
Yes, welcome.
Oh,
So speaking of love languages, and I know most of us are neurospicy, and I tried reading that 5 love language book. One, I'm not highly religious anymore, and it peed me off.
is it a religious one?
Yes, it is
Um,
technically a religious book,
yeah.
but if you only
Um,
take the test, there are small excerpts where you can kind of just,
No,
discover.
I read the whole thing, but there is a much better love language book, and it's 18 love languages. It's called
Oh, wow.
Speaking from the Heart workbook. She talks about LBTQ plus
Alphabet.
people and their relation. Yeah, the alphabet. About neurospicy. There are more. I mean, it's 18 more modern love languages, and it's more based on people outside of that small neurotypical base. Like, it talks about polyamory people. It talks with, you know, everybody in the alphabet. And so anybody that talks about the 5 languages book, I recommend this book so much better. I was able to connect with it so much better. It's called Speaking from the Heart, 18 love languages for modern love. And
There's a link.
That
There's
sounds
a link. Send it to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
Alexis wants to know what polyamory is, or what being polyamorous is. We'll give her a quick explanation. We have a questioner in the chat. There's nothing wrong with that. So being polyamorous is essentially having the ability to have multiple relationships with various people. And wow, it's one of those, and they are emotional. I would say they are emotional relationships. You are connected with the person like as if they were your partner, as if they are your partner. And you have that emotional language love with them that's, you know, synonymous of being monogamous. What are they?
It's monogamy. Wow.
I mixed up
Anyway.
words.
I like the term, oh god, what is it? Ethical, that's the word. Sorry, my brain is off today.
Yeah,
Ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah, ethical non-monogamy and poly are different though. They are two separate things. At least to me, they come across as two separate things.
They're barely different, but they are.
Yeah.
But I still like the ethical, you know, because there is non-ethical.
Non-ethical is a little worrisome. That's where we get into the unicorn. That's where we get into the unicorn hunters.
And the cheaters.
But
I always say that polyamory is monogamy with just having to remember one birthday.
yeah. That is true.
And not all polyamory ends up being ethical. Like, not all of it ends up being healthy. It's, you know, very dependent on the people that are in the relationship. And the biggest part that I've noticed is it's very much about setting boundaries and respecting each other. And, you know, it's not all about love. A lot of it is about communication and respect.
Which love eventually forms out of those things.
Well, I mean, love's part of it. But, like, you can't really say that you really love someone if you're not willing to respect their boundaries or communicate, you know, your own boundaries. Well, I guess you can say you love without communicating. Like, if you don't respect somebody, how can you really say that you care about them and you love them?
Yeah.
But I think that's also part of any relationship, though.
It does go hand in hand with all relationships. Because, like, at the end of the day, if you're truly trying to put your best foot forward in a relationship, you'll do the things, essentially, to make it work.
Do
Oh.
the thing!
I mean, my buddy Pete, he always explains that in a relationship, you put forth the effort to, he goes, if there's something in a relationship that, you know, you can't do, or you're not sure you can do, it's taking the time to understand yourself to know if that's what you actually want out of that relationship, and if you're willing to put forth that energy into doing that, which is where being poly comes in handy, because if there's something in a relationship that you can't do that's a straight up no, then your partner has the option to go out and find that. It doesn't mean that you're any less loved or appreciated in the situation. It's just something that you honestly can't do, and therefore
I think.
Go ahead, sorry.
It's alright. No, I was interrupting. You can finish.
I was done. That was it.
A lot of people that I've been coming to find with males is I find a lot of people that want to date, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm poly. They'll really just wanting a harem. They'll not like, once they find out that I'm not willing to give up my partners for them to be my partner, they go, but, you know, and I'm like, no, if you want 5 women, that's fine. I have no problem with you having 5 girlfriends, but I'm gonna keep my boyfriends. Like, I'm gonna keep my partners. And then, you know, they go, oh, well, and I'm like, you know, like, to me, by not accepting the fact that your partners might want other partners, and you only being like, no, I'm the only one that's allowed to have multiple partners, you can't. I think that's getting a lot more common than I'm finding with males. And I think that's a bad representation of poly, is like the harem type poly. But it's like, no, that's not really, to me, I don't really consider that poly. I consider that a harem. Like, that guy wants a harem. He doesn't want actual poly relationships. he just wants his own harem.
And then you got people who just do it to collect people.
Yeah.
They don't actually care about the investment. They just
Oh god. Oh, Odd says apparently more monogamous people are interested in her than poly. She doesn't know why. I think when you're poly, the increase of monogamous people who think they can like pull somebody out of poly, I think you tend to attract a lot of that when it comes to it. And it's not necessarily the fact that, you know, because like I've went on dates with women where they're like, oh, you're poly, well, I don't really like to share. And I'm like, okay, but that's just how I date. And they're like, well, you know, I would be better than da 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 da. And I'm like, obviously not if you can't handle them, you know, doing their thing with me too.
And that kind of like goes into like that's crossing your boundaries at this point.
Yeah.
Like you just met, you just went on a date, and she's already disrespecting your boundaries. That's a no.
Right. It is a
and
no.
it's like, or you find people who like the guys who want the perks of being your boyfriend or your partner without actually having to be your boyfriend or partner. You know,
Yeah.
that's what some people think polyamory is, and it's not. It's a commitment. It's a full-blown commitment with these people.
I think each with me and Phoenix, our relationships open still. Like, so we're like, I still go out and have hookups and things, and with that, like when I find guys that'll just like, oh well, they just want the benefits and they don't like, yeah, I just want to message you all the time and, you know, have and play with you, and they're like, this. I mean, if you want to be a regular play partner, I'm down to have a regular play partner, but let's label it the way it is.
Yeah.
And when they start developing attachments and everything, and I'm like, I don't have those. And they go, but why? Like, well, I'm like, because this was just playing. Like, I didn't let myself develop feelings for you because we never talked about anything of substance.
Right.
Like, there's no connection there. This was just about, and then they always throw a fit with me, but
They throw a fit with me too. It's happened before.
and then I'm just like, okay, but you could throw your little bitch fit. But I think when it comes to dating, and then they go like, oh yeah, I want to date, and then like all you do is play, it's like, this isn't dating. And like you talk about it, and then it's like, okay, well, if that's what you and then they always act like I'm the one that's like changing it, and I'm like, dude, if you want to go on a date, let's go to the movies.
Right.
Let's go to a restaurant. Let's go actually have a date. And then they never do it. It's like, you can't bitch and complain about me saying that we'll play partners and me offer for us to go on a date, and then even me offer to pay for the date, and then
Right.
they just back out. And it's like, that's on you.
Okay, so Odd is like, no, they know about me being poly and have no problem with it. That's what she doesn't understand. So I guess what she's saying is that monogamous people will find out that she's poly and then they'll have no problem with it and want to do the things. That seems like that's what you were just talking about, where it's, you know, the guys who want the benefits but don't want any of the other stuff.
Yep.
Because what that sometimes turns into is the guy's like, okay, I'm monogamous, I got the girl, we're on the date, now I'm gonna see what I can do to, you know, get what I want out of it. And then typically and she's non-sexual, I might add. Huh. Then maybe they just want to be friends, if that's the case.
Or you're just not finding the right guy. You gotta.
That's also a thing too. Vetting is very important.
This is the right people.
I think my least
No,
favorite
people-
one is that toxic concept of trying to fix someone. Like, I'm not broken, I'm just poly.
Yeah,
Yep.
that happens all the time. I think that's the funniest shit in the whole world. Because I'm always like, why do you think I'm broken? You have all these people. What are you gonna? I can barely. And they always hit me with the, I can barely handle one person. then why are you still trying to date me? Like,
Right.
That's on you. That's not my problem.
It's like my family. I came out openly as pagan, demisexual, and polyamory, and they're like, "It's a phase." You'll grow.
That's my also. I hate that one.
That one ticks me off so bad. It's a phase.
Okay, so like I have to put in. So I'm poly, and I have 2 partners. I'm pan. I might be getting a 3rd partner. My mom, when she found out that I was poly, she freaked the hell out because she's like, straight Christian, like Republican, like that whole 9 yards of the typical traditional Southern Christian, right? And I guess it kind of like opened the door because then my brother ended up dating 2 guys and a trans girl. So now she also, in addition to one daughter who's dating 2 dudes, she's got a son who's dating 2 guys and a trans chick. My poor mother.
I think we were on the phone with your mom one night, and she was like, "You don't understand the concept of marriage, do you?"
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is Christians actually started with polygamy.
We did.
Yeah.
Polygamy is in the Bible.
Well, I mean, polygamy and polyamory was around before that in other cultures, before Christianity.
But I'm saying, like, it's actually not.
Yeah, the modern polygamy was like very popularized by Christianity. I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I believe through the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, you're on the money on that one. It's Latter-day Saints. David used to be a Sunday school teacher. He knows these things. That shouldn't have anything to do with it, but like, it does. Like, it's bad. I have a.
That's another thing I love about polyamory. I remember a time when I was sitting in the living room. I grew up in a Baptist household. My partner at the time and his partner grew up in a Catholic household.
Jesus Christ.
And we sat there one day and we all sat down and compared what we were told, and we were just baffled, but it was kind of eye-opening and nice to get a taste of a different point of view and a different aspect, And now I'm pagan, so go.
Right? I feel it.
To get a taste of different, something outside of yourself. That's something I really love about poly.
So many different tastes. I'm sorry. That was the wrong kind of joke.
David. You dirty batch.
Yes, I am.
That is so not fetch.
It's great. Yeah, I forgot. I think we lost the topic and we drifted off somewhere else again.
We did because we were answering questions.
God
Yeah.
damn it. Okay, where were we at before we answer the question?
I don't know.
About healthy boundaries and stuff like that as far as emotional support goes and being there for your partner. Your
Good
partner
donut
being
keeping us on topic.
Thank God for Donut. Probably would have had to end there because I wouldn't have known what the fuck else to talk about.
We do without donut.
Fail miserably. So back on the emotional support thing, I think that one thing, especially getting into poly, that you have to understand with emotional support is that you're not always going to be the emotional ladder for your partner, or you're not always going to be the emotional support teddy bear. But that also goes hand in hand with understanding that you yourself as a partner, to however many you have, can't always have the role of emotional support, and sometimes your partners need to go to other partners for it because it goes back into not having the spoons to deal with it at the moment.
Okay, so this one, I actually have kind of an example here. I get really overwhelmed by being the only person that my partner relies on for literally anything. Like, if I am their only emotional support, I am their only person they can go to for their needs or their wants or, literally anything. If I'm the only one, I get so overwhelmed. Like, it's almost a requirement to date me for you to be able to have somebody else to go to.
And there's no shame in that.
Yeah, like we talked about this earlier, Phoenix and I did, and it's like the biggest plus for him is that he's got all these other partners so that it's not all my responsibility. So I don't feel so pressured to be the only person that is there for him to, support him emotionally or support him with his dreams and his ambitions, to support him this way or that way. And, he's capable of handling himself, but when he does need all that extra support, there's 5 other ladies.
That's true.
And several other dudes that are partnered with these ladies that he's got to go to if I'm just not okay. Like, if he comes to me and says, hey, I'm having a rough day, and I'm like, I just fucking can't right now, I'm really sorry, I'm like so sick, or like my daughter is going through some shit, I gotta handle that, I'm really sorry. He's just like, it's okay, let me go call so and so.
Pretty much.
That's it.
And like for me, it's the opposite. I don't mind always being the emotional support teddy bear, and here's why. We're gonna explain why David doesn't mind, because I hope nobody assumes that because I brought that up means I don't like to be. I actually personally enjoy being the emotional support teddy bear because it makes me feel like I have purpose in my relationship. And it never really say what?
I said it makes you feel loved.
Yeah, and like I have a lot of emotional capacity, so I don't mind. It never really overloads me. Like, people, that's the one thing I think that monogamous people look at when they see poly, and they're like, how do you not get overloaded? And for me, like I said, it makes me feel loved. So I don't have a cap when it comes to how much I want to feel loved. I will take all the love just because I'm giving you the emotional support that's you need in that situation. And I know that it's a good thing because I would say that it gives my partners gratification to know that, someone's always available.
Look, if you want it.
It's if you want it. I don't force the fact that I am an emotional teddy bear. I make jokes about it all the fucking time because it's funny.
Oh, no, I'm saying, look, if you want it, I will give you all that shit. But no warning, it's a lot.
I have a high cap, I would say. I mean, and the other thing with it is, it's like I've been through enough emotional roller coasters, because literally, if I were to tell you, I've been the emotional support friend literally since 9th grade year of high school. I had all my female friends would never talk to any of their boyfriends. They would always talk to me, and then the boyfriend would have to come talk to me about what the fuck he did wrong. And that was 9th grade all the way until I graduated high school. David was playing matchmaker at 14.
Dang.
Well, I just don't. I personally don't have a cap on it, and I don't mind if like multiple people come to me a day with something that's bothering them, because I will just sit there and talk all day. Hello, this is a place where I can just vent and receive on someone sitting in it and comfort. I don't usually do this, but I really know it's someone to vent to. Also, don't want to interrupt your current convo. No worries. If it takes a little, I think this is from Nedsia. I don't know how to say your name.
Yeah, if you need to vent, yeah, this is a safe space.
Yeah, go ahead. We're here. We're just having a podcast about relationships and polyamory and stuff. Go ahead and vent. We got you.
We want to hear your problems.
We're getting close to the segment where we just ask people if they have any questions or anything they want to talk to. So, like, yeah, go ahead.
David.
Yeah, dump it on me, whatever you got.
He likes it. He really likes it.
We got you.
Like, there's no shame in needing to vent and have, advice about anything or need something to talk to.
And Phoenix is a wonderful soundboard.
I am 100%
So
pretty good at
And
my.
Atex, he's very non-judgmental, even when it's like a personal problem with, the two of you. He's still very non-judgmental, very forgiving, very sweet.
We got you, boo boo.
Yeah.
yeah, we got it.
And like, the thing that I like about having this platform is that we can, that's the whole thing, that's the whole moniker of my stream, is to be that safe place for everybody. And my partners are included there. Everybody that comes through, if you just got something you gotta talk about, then come on.
And even if it's not about polyamory or anything,
Yeah.
like if you
Just having a rough
this is
day.
safe space, you need somebody to talk to. I mean, this is the spot.
Okay, so they say, so basically I'm a wreck. I'm damn good at hiding it. I have no friends, no hobbies. My family doesn't love me, overwork, and just plain mentally drained.
But guess what? You got friends now.
Yeah, you got us. We'll be your friends.
Yeah, you got us.
You can be friends with us. I have a Discord. You can message me on Discord. I think we have a just need a break section on Discord for people who just need to vent about stuff. So like, you're always welcome there. I don't know.
Watch your spoons.
Yeah. See, you just got 4. You just got 4 friends right there. Big titty goth girlfriend said she'll be a friend. You have.
We'll help you wash those spoons. We'll stand in the assembly line going. Wash those spoons up for you.
And even though you think you might not have hobbies, you probably do. It just might not be a typical hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Spencer from Criminal Minds, he likes being a tooth fairy and collecting baby teeth.
Why does that sound like it
Okay.
shouldn't exist?
Right? He gets fans to send him their children's teeth, and he has a large collection.
That is fucking terrifying.
He's like just something odd I collect. Okay,
That's serial killer levels of scary.
right? And he's from Criminal Minds. Like, I can't remember his name. I just know he's Spencer from Criminal Minds.
Oh.
Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. Yeah. So, I mean, we all have like weird things or things that are not typical, quote unquote typical. So, I need a paint buddy. Oh, I love painting. Yes.
Painting is
I'm
fun.
actually in the middle of creating an entire region for Pokemon with all brand new Pokemon. I am at 78 right now.
Yes, she is. They're all very impressive.
I'm currently working on the Phoenix Hashira Pokemon because he is my decadent chocolate mousse.
Oh my god, the moose Pokemon.
I literally made a ground fairy type moose made of moose.
Big titty goth girl. I love painting too, and I used to sit there with my friend in Georgia. We used to get together, pop open a bottle of wine, sit around my living room floor, and paint each other, paint canvases, paint whatever we could touch.
I missed that. Anyways, okay.
Okay, there's my next vacation right there. I'm coming down to Florida to see you, and I'm gonna bring all my paint shit, and we're gonna get wasted and paint shit.
Oh my god.
He's coming down in a couple of weeks.
I am.
Guys, y'all get ready.
Jesus.
Oh no, I don't know if I can go.
Sugar pickle, sugar pickle.
We'll figure it out. It's okay. So Odd says you're currently watching Twitch. Stream equals hobby. What we do always, what we don't always see. Da da da. Okay, still being done and appreciated. So Ned says I just don't know what to do anymore. Every friend group I've been a part of has kicked me out, as I wasn't a good friend at school. I have no more friends, as anyone I knew graduated. Oh, I see what you're saying. I also... Oh god, I can't read. I can't see. It's school, no friends, as everyone I knew graduated, and I also did, but decided to pursue a higher level of education and don't see or speak to them. Okay. And then you say, I feel I don't fit in at school as I'm in class a bunch of 15 to 16-year-olds when I'm 18. And it's not like I'm socially awkward or anything, it just sucks. Let me break something really, and I'm sure as a friend I'm clearly doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong.
No, you're not. You're not doing anything wrong.
People just suck. Here.
Okay, hold on.
Sweetheart, you're 18. You get better, baby.
So there may be a possibility that this person was in a situation that caused them to not really develop a proper like social experience or radar. Maybe this person is neurospicy. I know when I was in school, my little brother is pretty severely autistic, and you know he had a lot of trouble making friends because nothing he did worked. He had like 2 friends. He started, feminine autism, like feminine brained autism tends to be a lot more social. So he started like copying what I was doing. And that worked. That made him friends. But it wasn't him, it was a mask of him. A lot of the times when you make friends, you have to find the kind of people that stem well with you, that sit well with you, where you just have a lot of in commons as far as like your emotional capacity, and really go with that. Like the majority of my friends are fucking weird because I'm fucking weird.
Me too.
And I prefer to be around people who are fucking weird.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's literally the best way I can put it. We're a bunch of weirdos, and it makes us happy.
I think too is you were talking about how they saw you as not a good friend because you didn't socialize or whatnot. Yeah, that can be a boundary. I mean, what they have their own, like, for you to be my friend, this is my expectation. And that's on them. So you chose to interact with somebody who has an expectation that was above what your spoons would allow, what your social battery would allow. And you need to find somebody that and you need to find people that just be like, okay, your social battery is X big. Okay, like I got a friend I talk to 2 times a year because she is not talkative. She stays in her little bubble, and unless you get in her face and like, yo, hey, I exist, she totally forgets because of her spiciness. And you know what? I accept that because I know that's her. And then when she goes, hey, I remembered you existed, I love you, and I'm like, I love you too. Being able to find somebody, it seems like you've been trying to connect with somebody, with people that don't understand your social battery either. And we all have that. I mean, this world is definitely not built for neo spicy people. Sorry, I got a cough. So I mean, you gotta find your people, and you gotta set that boundary too of, hey, just to let you know, I'm still gonna feel like we have a friendship and everything, but if you're out of sight, out of mind, that's exactly what it's gonna be. So I'm gonna, if you want to interact with me, I need this, I need that. It's having self-awareness of yourself too, which you'll grow to do, because I mean, if you're only 18, I mean, you
still have a long way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think the youngest person here is what, 28? Are you the youngest? Are you the youngest, Phoenix?
I think I am. I'm 29, so.
29.
Oh, so it's both me and Donut. We're
Okay.
tied. And like, okay, so they say that yeah, I'm in between being an introvert and extrovert, and so it's just like I don't have a proper place.
Ambiverts are kind of like a stuck kind of type too. I'm an ambivert. Sometimes I want to interact with people and I want to have a good time and I want to be your friend and I want to like go hang out, go bowling, go skiing, skating. I'm not skiing. I'm terrible at that. But it's very funny. But you know, like generally doing things. And sometimes, as much as I love you, I want to flip you off and tell you to just leave me the fuck alone.
It'd be like that.
I'm very neurospicy there.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a matter of like finding the niche where you feel the most comfortable. If there's something you like say if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's always been my go-to with getting to make friends. Like I go to tournaments with my friends and I'd make new ones because I'd whoop their ass and they'd be like, "Damn man, how you make that deck?" And I'd be like, "Bro, let me show you what I did." It's about finding a niche to also develop and find people in. Like my biggest example.
And if that's you watching Twitch, then guess what? You've found us.
Yeah. I don't even know how you found the stream. It was probably recommended to you, but like, hopefully it's doing well enough for that. Also, like, taking the fact that you're still young. You have, like, some of us have 11 plus years on you, and you have to think we've been through the same thing, a similar situation where you are, something where you're growing, and being 18, especially after graduating. It's hard to learn how to make those friends that you didn't have that you had when you were in high school, essentially, and you have to put yourself out there.
It's ultimately also a big moment of change.
Yeah.
You're moving on from high school. I talk to one person that I went to high school with. One. That's it. Only one. That's it. That's all I got. I'm 35.
Outside my ex.
I don't really talk a lot to very many of my college friends, though I did kind of get back in touch with a bunch of them over this past weekend. And honestly, the friends that I have now that I've made as an adult, they're the ones that are sticking. You go through a lot of changes at different intervals of your life. Like, there's different phases of getting old. Like, 18 is old. And then you turn 21 and you're young again. And then you turn 24 and you're middle-aged again. And then you turn 27 and you're suddenly old again. Then you turn
It
30
fluctuates.
and you decide, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
It fluctuates a lot.
It does. It really does. And you're going to find all kinds of different people throughout those moments in your life, throughout the phases of your life, where, you're going to interact with these people and you're going to think they're your bestest best friends. And maybe they will be for the rest of your life. And maybe you'll move on.
So Ned has just clarified that they are from Europe and the education system there is a little different, which probably means that there's a good mix of people in various classes, I think, right?
So in Europe, you have primary education, which is basically like our kindergarten through elementary school. And then you have secondary education, which is like middle school, high school. And then you have, instead of college, which is what we have over here in America,
They have uni.
you have university.
Yeah.
And that's their higher education. So, but their education structure is very different from ours.
Right.
But it's the same similar type of concept. Now, they're not going to have the same experiences in university as we do in college. Usually it kind of ends up less in the ultra party kind of phase and more in the like learning to experience things abroad kind of thing, where travel is a thing. It's not really big in America because it's so fucking expensive, but
Crazy.
Plus, I mean, traveling in Europe, I mean, going from England to Paris is what,
45
6
minutes.
hours?
No, it's like if you get on the speed train, like 45 minutes.
Like I can't even drive across the state in that.
Which
You
sucks.
know, like it takes just to go, like, it takes a full day to just go through two states. You know,
I
like,
mean,
going from one side to I mean, that's why like so many Americans we just travel into America because it's so much bigger. Well, I mean, Europe.
everything's
I mean,
close.
it's a lot closer and smaller, so you're able to do that a lot more.
So, but the experiences are still gonna be there where you're gonna meet people, you're gonna get to know people at all kind of different stages of life. And this is kind of an across the world type of thing that I've noticed. I have friends kind of everywhere because I have a lot of online friends. And I like to learn about cultures. It's just one of the things that interests me. And a lot of them say the same thing where, growing up and going through our phases of, getting old in this period of life and then being young again. Those phases, like some of them have friends that they've known since they were born, basically. Some of them have friends from their childhood, but not very many. Some of them don't have any friends from prior to 4 or 5 years ago.
There. So Ned says, my country has a few different levels of like smartness to say, and I did above average, and now I'm doing highest education you can for the middle school / high school part. And I'm in a class with stupid, annoying brats that think of me as non-existent. Hey, fuck them. Like, sorry.
Yeah, don't let them bother you.
Fuck them.
Like, if they think you're non-existent, they're not worth your time. They're not worth your mental energy and your social battery. Like, yeah, your spoons. Like, don't let them take away your spoons. If they want to see you as non-existent, let them. Let them and do your own thing. Like, I don't know how many times I dressed up and like I was so made fun of in high school of, I wore the 50s clothes. I wore the 70s authentic clothes. I wore, I wore the, whatever the thing is. And like, my outfits always changed, and I did it through different eras. And I loved Goodwill shopping and going through, and like, I literally wore my great grandmother's outfit from the Depression era and everything to high school because I'm like, this is a pretty dress and I like it. And I was made fun of because I'm like, I didn't fit in. And you know what? I'm still me. I still get made fun of. I mean, I just dressed up as a fox and went to the mall with my daughter as a fox.
The best shit in the
and
world.
as a cat this past weekend because I'm like, you want to dress up as a cat? I'll dress up as a fox. We're gonna go, and everybody's gonna smile and point and laugh, and some people are gonna think it's cool. But you know what? It makes us happy, and that was all that mattered. Like, if some people want to find us weird or whatnot, that's on them. This is my life, and I'm gonna be happy. If this makes me happy today, then this makes me happy today. And if they want to see you as non-existent, let them. Just let them. Don't let them affect you. You need to be you. Like 100%. You need to be you, and you need to own it. And if you want to be the non-existent person, be the non-existent person. If you want to just ignore them. Really, just let them not exist in your life.
So
and find somewhere else. Find somebody else to deal with. I mean, just keep thinking of them as annoying brats, not worth your time, and go somewhere else to try to socialize.
So one of the things my therapist has taught me is you can't control anyone but yourself. You can't make people like you. You can't force people to be your friends. And if they don't want to be your friends, they're not going to be. Trying to force it is not going to make them be a genuine friend. And that's what you really need is genuine friends, like people that actually care about you. And the best way to find a genuine friend is to just kind of, and I know this is so fucking cliche, be yourself. Be you. Like, be true to you. And eventually you'll meet somebody that is also just as fucked up and weird as you are in the right ways, and you'll be best buddies.
Yup, every time. So Ned says, yeah, I mean, for everyone I know around me, I'm known as the quiet guy who goes to the gym and everyone thinks I'm having the best life as I don't worry about small things in life, but inside, clearly I'm going downhill mentally speaking. So, part of growing as a person is understanding that it's not vertical and it's not a straight line. It's very up and down. And when it's good that you don't sweat the small things, but it's the level of how you decide to handle the big things, how you let them affect you. There's a lot of shit. As adults, all of us have bills. We either have kids or we have other responsibilities outside of that, like pets or even our job. That tends to, God, I have a cough now. That tends to drain. And you know, when you're worried about those things and it's like the one thing on your mind that's eating and eating and eating away at you, it's hard. There's no shame in saying it's hard. Two of us are about to turn 30 next year, and some of us are already past 30. And when I tell you, we're still trying to figure out how to fuck to be mentally stable in a world that's just fucked up in all the wrong ways. It's one of those things that you just you gotta roll with the punches, but you find the people that support you and carry you, because it's the person that carries you through the trenches with them. Those are the people that are going to help you get through those downfalls mentally.
And it's okay, because I understand, like, some of the downfalls can just be like you're just going through life without anybody to share it with, and that's lonely, and it gets you, and like all you want is a friend to share like the silly day-to-day things, and it's hard not having somebody to speak on that.
Right.
And like I've had those points throughout my years. I'm turning 35 next week, and it is rough going through the day to day and not having somebody you can just have a conversation with.
Right.
Like I don't care if it's, you know, about something you watched on TV and stuff, and so like just going through life alone, it can give you a downhill. But even when you do find friends, you know, sometimes those friends are only there for a small amount of time, you know, and yeah, it might hurt to lose them, and you might be scared to lose them, and you might be holding on to toxic people, because I know I've had that issue, is holding on to toxic people because you're scared of that loneliness and going down and not having anybody to share the life with. But it's, you know, we all make that choice, you know, stay with somebody that's toxic so we're not alone, or go through, you know, the downs of that. But we are, you've now found yourself some friends. If you need to tell us about how you went to the gym, or about how one of those brats
annoyed the shit out of you
during school, I mean, we down for it. Come talk to us. We got you. We will listen.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Yeah, like if you just wanna bitch about a brat, I mean, we all, I think most of us in this group are brats.
Stop.
But we down to listen. We're down to be your friends. So we here for you, sweetie. We here.
You now have 4 American friends. You can brag to them about that.
And I have full experience with having a friend that is overseas in Europe. I have a couple of those.
Ooh.
I think that was great. I hope we helped you, Ned, because like we get it. Like, we all been where you are at some point in our life, and you know, always feel free to come by. We're not shy. We don't bite. I'm old, so. Oh my god.
I miss it. I miss having my European friend, but he has a life now.
No shame.
Yeah,
Oh, all the shame. Shame on him for having a life outside of Steed. I'm kidding.
It says Ned says the friends that I think I have right now are all from the place I work at, and they never really want to do anything with me or listen to me or whatever. They ain't your friends. They're just the coworkers,
Yeah.
which sucks. It's hard having a job and not being able to have some type of camaraderie with the people you work with. Because there's some people are just weird, and maybe they're shy with you. Sometimes it's up and down. But you also do have people who go to jobs who just go to jobs to cut a check and go home. They are there to make friends. I'm dying.
I got a couple coworkers like that.
Me too. Ugh, there we go. I cleared my throat.
Okay. If that's what makes them happy, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ned says, but those same people are the people who I celebrate one of their birthdays with today, and I don't know anymore. Wait, who I
You
celebrated?
can celebrate a million birthdays with somebody.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that
It doesn't.
That's the thing with like friends and like nobody really thinks of it in a relationship type standard.
Right.
Like just because like so I have a friend, I'm her best friend. But on my side of things, I'm like, you don't really talk to me about your life. You don't share things about your life, but you do with all these other people.
Right.
But yet you call me your best friend because I can be physically there for you. Like I show up to your kids' birthday parties where all these other people that you talk to and you share your daily life with, they don't show up for the things. So like she has a different standard of what a friend is and things, and well, I have my different standards. I'm like, I need you to emotionally connect with me as well as physically be there with me if we're gonna have that friendship.
Right.
She's just like, to be my friend, you need to just physically show up.
Right.
So, there's the different standards of friends and what they see as a friendship versus what I see as a friendship. Because we all have those different definitions of what a friend is. And hey, that coworker might have just wanted you to show up because they don't have very many friends, or they might have just wanted the gift. I know some people that are like, I'm going to invite everybody so I get all the gifts and all the attention's on me, and then you show up, but they won't reciprocate it because
Right.
they're like, no, I don't see you that way, and I don't want to spend my energy on you. So, I mean, it might be that way.
Ned says, I mean, I know I'm well liked at my workplace, but they're not the connections where I can just vent. So, in a workplace setting, that does tend to happen.
And I just don't know what I can do to better myself, or as I really want to better myself, if it means not being this.
Fucking lonely. Ooh. So, something to understand. My heart breaks for that line. That one.
Yeah, me too.
Something to understand, which loneliness is unfortunately a part of becoming an adult and growing as a person. It's the one of the few emotions I think that people have the hardest time learning how to cope and deal with. And
Yeah.
a lot of times being lonely is a good thing. But there's also the points where I understand where you're at, where you want the connections with people. And so I'm hardworking. I won't annoy the shit out of people. I'm active and I do so much shit to please people. Stop pleasing people.
Yeah, stop pleasing people. Say no. Say no.
Say no. Start saying no. Because what's going to happen is those people that you used to please, when you start saying no, they start coming to you more. And they'll be like, well, you used to do this. And then you can be like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. And then they'll want the attention from you because...
or they'll just keep taking advantage of all your niceness and they won't return any of it.
Yeah. Just start saying no. Start saying no to people. Don't please people because you want something out of it. Please people because it makes you feel good. Or don't please people for the, what's it called?
Reward.
The what?
Don't do shit like don't do emotional shit for the reward.
Yeah.
Do the emotional shit to build an emotional connection.
Right.
Don't do it for people just because they need something. Do it because you feel rewarded helping them.
Exactly.
But you have to create that separation that, you know, just because you do something for someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be like, oh, you're my best friend now. It means that they needed assistance with something and they asked you, which is great. But you have to make sure that you're not doing it because you want something out of them.
Right.
And you have to make sure that they're not asking you in a way that is taking advantage of you, that they're not doing this so they can get something out of you for free, basically.
Exactly.
Like, you need to make sure that you are, like, emotionally vetting people so that they're not being shitty.
I know what next
treating
Wednesday's
you
topic is.
To kind of circle back around. Make sure you're not giving out spoons you don't have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was a big thing giving out.
Sorry. This kind of goes into it. My therapist also taught me this. My first therapist. You have a cup. Actually, no, that's different. You have a bank. This is your bank account. It's an emotional bank account. What you put into this emotional bank account, you can withdraw. When you have a relationship with someone, be it romantic or platonic or a familial relationship like a mother, father, daughter, brother, sister, aunt, something like that, you and that person share that bank account. And when you put emotions into it, and they take emotions out of it when they need the support, and you're supporting them, they're withdrawing, and you're the one that's putting deposits in there. If it gets to a point when you realize that they are not depositing back into it, and you can't withdraw from it, shut that fucking bank account down.
Yup.
Yep.
This is no longer a joint bank account.
Yeah, it's just you.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. So the job, well, yeah, you want to help. You want to get out as fast as you can. That helps you, but fuck the other people in the case they're not gonna do anything. But you said, but at home, no matter what I do, it's never enough. My sibling are actual failures that don't contribute anything. Yet I'm here working as of and doing a lot of shit. So let me take this one because, well, I actually was the sibling that got off fairly easy, and I hated it for my sister, who now we hate each other, but that's for different reasons. Do not hate your sibling. It's never worth it if you can avoid it. Because you need that motherfucker at the end of the day. When it comes to a situation where you don't feel like you're enough, even knowing the other people around you aren't doing as much, understand that you aren't trying to impress. You should not be trying to impress everybody else. You should be doing what you're doing to make yourself happy in the regard. Because fuck all if anybody says that, you know, you're doing a good job and doesn't mean it to your face. But then you have Billy Bob here who's not doing anything and still getting a free ride just because they don't want to have to put up with putting them through that. Fuck that person and fuck the person that's giving them the time to be that shitty person and still get away with things. You know, the way to look at it is that, you know, if your siblings are, you know, actual failures, your words, not mine, and you're doing what you're supposed to, who cares if it's not enough for anybody else, as long as it's enough for you at the end of the day.
As long as you know you're putting her all into it.
Yeah, I mean,
have some experience with that, of being both the failure child and being the holy shit, how did we not see all of this success child? I'm 35, and admittedly, I made some really, really stupid mistakes growing up. I dated really shitty people who treated me like garbage and took advantage of me and ate all of the money out of my bank account, one of them took my car and destroyed it, like fucking wrecked it, and that was just that. That was fun. Like, I mean, I've been through hell in a handbasket with partner after partner after partner that just took fucking advantage of me, and I was labeled in my family as that person. I was the black sheep. Oh, but no one would admit it. No, I'm not any different from anybody else. No one treats me any different from anybody else. I was estranged from my family for 4 years because I just didn't fit in. They just didn't invite me to shit. And lo and behold, I get my shit together, marry a guy that actually treats me well, and buy a house, and bada bing. I mean, my credit's massively up. I have a nice car and a nice life, and I'm financially stable and moderately successful for, lower to middle class. Like, I mean, I'm not a fucking millionaire, but I'm also not struggling. Suddenly, my family finds out because grandma died and we're all together again. And they're like, how the fuck did we not see this? I'm like, because I didn't fucking announce it. I just did it. I didn't do it for them. I didn't do it for praise from them, for recognition from them anymore. I wasn't pushing myself to impress someone else anymore. I did it for me. And that's what made me succeed. I don't get my opinions.
Yeah. It's definitely one thing. I'm estranged from my mother and father. I had to help pay the bills, as a teenager. I had to take the responsibility of taking care of my sibling, because I was the older one. And I'll let you know now. It's a good thing I'm estranged from both my parents. They were divorced. But my brother, I took care of him, and I still plan to take care of him. He's mentally handicapped. But I can't really relate too much, I guess, with the whole siblings and feel. I mean, I was told I wasn't going to amount to anything and everything because of stuff, but I was like, that's why I'm estranged from my father. I was never good enough. No matter what I did, it was never enough. No matter if I paid the bills and got good grades in high school, it was never enough. And I had to realize, you know what? I am enough, and I had to put value in myself. And then that also goes back to, paying attention to yourself. I mean, we love our siblings and everything, but at the same point, you need to focus on what's good and healthy for you. And if that means taking a break from emotionally, and like, you might not be able to physically not interact with your siblings, but emotionally taking a break from your siblings, I mean, take that emotional break. I mean, pull back emotionally until they've matured, or until you're able to have that conversation later on and be like, hey, this is what I need for our sibling relationship. And if that never happens, that never happens. It's sad, when siblings don't get along. I know how I'm scared about that with my children. But it is something that, you have to think about yourself and your emotional state. And sometimes just because they're blood doesn't mean they need to be in your life.
Yep.
I mean, blood does not mean they have to be in your life. It just means, they were blood. You just have a physical connection with them, and you can sever that if it's for your mental well-being. I mean, you're still young, and you probably still need to physically interact with them due to you still being in school and things. But backing away emotionally, might help you in that regard. I mean, I know you feel lonely already, but if you're seeking a connection with somebody and you're not receiving a connection back, that can cause you to feel even lonelier.
Yep.
And when you sever that connection of, I want this, like I have this expectation for my sibling, and they're not giving you that expectation, once you sever that, you're not going to feel like they're making you feel more lonely. So, because I think that's something too, like when you expect for people to have, like when you put these expectations on people and they don't deliver, it will make you feel lonelier.
Right.
It absolutely will. So a lot of people know the phrase "blood's thicker than water." That's actually a faux pas.
Yeah.
Because that phrase itself is opposite of the original meaning of the phrase. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which means the relationships that you choose to make, the pacts that you choose to make with other people, the bonds you choose to form are so much stronger than just being related to somebody.
This is so true.
Like, I don't really have a strong relationship with my family, except for my little brother and my mom. That's it. Out of my entire family, those are the only people, and this is a pretty big family. Those are the only people I have a strong relationship with out of the entire family, and I'm good with it. Like, my chosen family treats me way better than my blood family ever did.
Now I know in Europe, the standard for family and everything, there's a big difference in Europe versus the States. Where here it's becoming more of a thing where we're like, blood, our maid family is better than our blood family. Like we're making our families, and a lot of us, we're like, oh, that's toxic. And I know that's not as common over in Europe, where it's a lot harder because the cultural difference. So, but again, you might not be able to physically, disconnect from them, like what we've done, but that emotional connection, stepping back emotionally can really help with a lot of that.
Right.
It can 1,000%. Because it'll also like reinforce with yourself. I can do shit on my own. I don't need their approval. I don't need their praise. I can do this without anyone else lifting me up to do it. I lift myself up.
Lynette says, I mean, mentally, I'm a lot better than a few years ago, mostly because I'm older, but I was severely depressed, suicidal, etc. Also because of my old friend group that I got kicked out of. I'm just a wreck when it comes to dealing with my emotions. Like, I can cope really well, but to actually deal with them is another story. So
that comes with age and education.
Yeah, that comes with age. That's something that's... Oh, go ahead, Nix.
I would like to give you a tool to work with that can help you like identify your emotions, your feelings, and learn how to express yourself in a way that is helpful and communicative and really allows other people the opportunity to respond to you in a more positive way. It's something that you can look up on Google. Look up the emotional wheel. You should be
Oh
able
yeah,
to find,
that's a good.
yeah, you should be able to find several different iterations of it. But honestly, this is probably one of the best tools I have ever had because you can use that in accordance with the I feel phrases. It's called I phrases. It's a therapy tool. Instead of when you're communicating, a lot of times we have a tendency to kind of say, well, I'm just upset. Well, this way you can kind of look at this and break down why you feel a certain way. Like, I'm upset. Why are you upset? I don't know. Maybe I'm upset because, like, Becky said some really fucked up shit earlier, and I'm not okay with it, and I feel offended. Like, I feel really offended by this particular phrase that she said. I feel like it might have been directed toward me. Like, being able to actually communicate a more, like, in a logical path, what you feel, why you're feeling it, and who might have been involved in those feelings. Owning it, saying, I feel this way. Like, this is what happened, and I feel this way about that. That's a really useful tool because then you're not putting any blame on anybody. You're just communicating, hey, I have these feelings.
Right.
And this is upsetting to me. And I don't expect you to do anything. I'm just letting you know this is how I feel, and you're allowing them to respond to you in whatever way that they deem is necessary. Like, obviously I'm David's partner, one of them. If I go to David and I say, hey, I don't really know, I don't really know Lily all that well, but I'm concerned because, she said such and such on the podcast, and I was really uncomfortable with the way she worded it. Can you explain to me, like, what she meant by this? And he'll know her well enough to say, yeah, no, this is what she meant. Okay, now I know what's going on. I just had a feeling about it and I wasn't sure, and I just wanted to make sure that she's not upset with me or something like that. That's a kind of a way to communicate without, and I'm not saying that ever happened. It was an example to throw out there. But it's like, it's a way to communicate in a positive, effective manner that allows you to be open and honest without causing any, like, upset feelings. It allows you to say, hey, these are my feelings. And I'm giving you the opportunity to react or to respond.
Right.
And however they choose to react or respond, you'll know whether or not that's a healthy relationship.
Exactly. Okay, Donut's leaving, so I think this is a great place to wrap up for tonight. Unless anyone else says anything else.
I was just gonna say, Ned, make sure you join.
Yes, please join the
join
Discord.
And get with us. Message us through Discord, and
We will
we'll
do.
it for you.
Yeah, we will do our best to support you. But and just come to stream. I stream literally Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday if I'm feeling it. Like, you are welcome here. Umai! Someone, he subscribed. He followed. That's good. Umai. You are welcome. It does, Umai. It says something Rengoku said in Demon Slayer. Anyways, we appreciate you for coming. We're gonna call it a night for tonight because it's like almost 9 o'clock here in America. You are loved and you are a good person. Just remember that you do what's best for you and you be the best person you can be for yourself. Fuck all the bullshit with all the other people.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost 3 a.m. for me. God, Jesus, don't you have school? We're keeping this child awake. Like, oh, I feel bad. Oh. Well, you are our friend. You can, like I said, you can now go to school and be like, look, I got 4 American friends, 5, and one of them's a streamer, and I guarantee you'll be the coolest kid in school. I mean, probably. I'm not saying, don't quote me on that. They'll probably watch me and be like, oh, that guy's not funny at all. What are you talking about? Other than that, it has been a very good stream. We appreciate everybody that showed up, and I love that I was actually able to have 3 partners on stream this time. It keeps multiplying.
For real.
At some point, this will be.
Plus 1 every time.
God, Jesus! At one point, there's gonna be fucking all 6 of them in this motherfucker.
No, it won't. We
Wait,
can't handle that.
how are you gonna get Faith on here?
That's a good question. I do not know how I'm gonna get Faith on here. She has terrible internet reception.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible out there.
We'll figure it out.
It might have to be one of those days where they're at home and not at Dale,
Yeah.
and I can just be like, okay, let's meet, and me and you are both, and you can use my Discord.
Yeah, probably.
You know, we'll just sit next to each other.
We'll just set up the whole camera and stuff. We'll just be on Discord together with everybody. Like, but yeah, we
It's
I
gonna
have-
be utter chaos.
Jesus Christ, 6 of y'all on stream. 3 of
7
you.
people. That's just utter chaos.
That's
You're
the-
asking for it.
That's the biggest podcast ever. But yeah,
That's what you can call it.
That-
Call it that.
this is what I get for being polyamorous, Ned. Ned, if you Ned, don't be polyamorous in your adult life. Wait till you're almost 30 before you try to do that, please.
Wait till like 25.
25 is a good age to try polyamory.
25 is a good age to start polyamory, because then you know yourself a lot better.
Yeah,
'Cause you really got to be good at communication and knowing yourself
right.
to have good relationships.
Especially if you use tools available to you that we are going to be talking about in the future. I'm
Exactly.
sure we all have a collection of great tools to help that we've all learned in like therapy and shit.
Plus, I already know what next week's topic's gonna be just because of this conversation alone, so that's okay.
Vetting.
Vetting. We're gonna talk about vetting. I don't think I'll get in a poly relationship. Oh, it's okay. What we talk about on here is for relationships in general. We're just poly, and we do educate people on poly. We're not experts, but we know what we're talking about.
Okay, maybe you could also include a segment eventually, because remember that guy that I talked to you about that was hitting on me? He asked me to go to lunch or dinner sometime Sunday.
But yeah, you told me about that, yeah.
Yeah, so no, it's confirmed. Like we're going.
Oh, I know. You already told me that too.
Well, no, that happened like after you left.
I know. You told me that.
When the fuck did I tell you? Oh wait, I did tell you that. I have terrible memory.
Well, Ned, we're glad we could help educate you a good bit on what it is now that you know what it is pretty much. Like I said, we love having you here. Come back to stream anytime. I might be playing a video game next time you come instead of doing this. Like I said, this is just for Wednesday. But if you want to watch you play video games, it's Thursday and Monday. And every now and then Friday, especially if I get the boys on. Well,
yes.
or the girls, sorry. Boys or the girls, because I do stream with my partner sometimes. So yeah. We hope you have a good morning, because it's fucking 3 a.m. over there. We're all going to probably go to bed here in like another hour or two, because some of us are old as fuck and go to bed early.
We are old.
I'm old. I go to bed at like...
Ned.
But thank you everybody that came through. We love you, and we'll catch you in the next one where we talk about vetting, and that goes for friends and partners. That's going to be a double segment on that one. So come by next week, and we will see you. Everybody, you have a fan-fucking-tastic night.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.